Hi, my name is Mary Smith, and I'm here to share my story. December 5th, 2005, I was offered a job at Eldorado as an administrative technician. Although many start out at level 1, I was hired on at level 3 in my position. The future looked bright, and I thought I would retire from the county. I saw nothing but potential ahead of me, and I was very excited about this wonderful opportunity. Unfortunately, Joe Harn was the person who offered me my job, and I would be working for Melanie Draper in the auditor's office. I worked hard to get through my one-year probation. This was something that many others working in the department were unable to complete. It was a common practice to terminate their employment, sometimes right before their probation ended, if they fell out of grace. Between people who were let go and people who left the department, within my first year there had been many personnel changes. By this time, I too wanted out of this department, but Joe didn't want me to leave. So although I tried to obtain a new position in many other departments, I was unable to make this change. One department head even told me he was not going to cross Joe and couldn't offer me the job. I ranked 5th in a test as a senior department analyst, which would have been a substantial promotion from my current position. But by this time, all of the department heads were aware that I was off limits, so I was still unable to make a change. Working in the auditor's office, I was subjected to sexual harassment, ageism, and a hostile work environment. I was humiliated in front of my coworkers, along with peers from other departments. I went from a happy, well-adjusted person to someone who cried in the bathroom on a regular basis. I no longer felt any confidence, and my spirit was broken. I was not only mentally abused, but I was also physically abused. For months after Joe and Melanie had received an ergonomic review from a company that the County of El Dorado had hired, no changes were made to my work environment. For months, I was forced to sit in a chair that caused permanent damage to my back. My other option was to leave my employment. The person from risk management wanted to help, but his hands were tied. He conveyed that Joe would not allow him to purchase a chair that I so desperately needed. This chair was never replaced. I went to the union and to Human Resources Department for help with everything that I had been subjected to during my employment at the auditor's office. But everyone that I went to was afraid of Joe and turned a blind eye to the many requests for assistance. There came a point I could no longer endure this poisonous environment and was forced to leave my job. My motivation was watching one of my fellow employees working under Melanie Draper. She had systematically beaten her down for so many years. It was just sad to watch. I just couldn't become her. So when you hear that the people of the County of El Dorado are afraid of Joe Harn and his snake pit that is the auditor's office, this is not an exaggeration. I've never met or even spoken to Mark Applegarth, but he has given me the courage to finally voice the abuse that I was forced to endure just to keep my job, a job I was forced to leave. I hope that my coming forth will give others the courage to also speak up, so this tyranny will finally end. Thank you.